Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new live stream on my channel. Hope you're all having a good day, a good weekend, a good weekday. Southflex, good to see you, buddy. D-Clan, good to see you. T13, Matt, Khalid, good to see you, my friend. Cook, good to see you as well, buddy. Sean, Miffy, Trust, Jamie, good to see you. King Casper, SKR, good to see you. But how is everyone doing? We can go over the markets in just a few seconds. We go over some of the macro data today. Actually, let me open up a few tabs in case I do some coin reviews. Hurry up. Damn, my internet's slow today, man. I don't know what's wrong with it. Hold on, turn that off. Anyways, we had CPI print coming in today, and overall, it was very, very bullish. It came in lower than expected. So core inflation month over month came in lower than it was predicted. Core inflation year over year came in a lot lower than it was previously. The previous was 3.3. The consensus was 3.2. We actually came in lower than what they were forecasting. Inflation month over month, the exact same thing, came in lower than expected. Inflation year over year came in lower than they were expecting as well. Core inflation is the most important one, the one that Fed uses, because it's what, is kind of the prices of everything, excluding oil and some of the other stuff, excluding oil and food. So that's very good. This is all by design. This whole market manipulation, you could call it to some degree. Everything is by design. When you get Trump cutting, GDP from the government spending, you're going to get a contraction in the economy. You go through a period of time, whether it's a couple of months, normally it's a couple of months, where the market gets scared and they're uncertain. And when the market gets uncertain, you often get a sizable sell-off. I was not expecting a sell-off of this caliber, but we are still selling off, which my opinion is, it was way more than I was anticipating. I was expecting a 40-50% drop across the market, which was fine. People can stomach that, but we actually went down 80 to 90%. Some of the high caps on average, ever since Trump has came into office and started the trade war, the top 100 has gone down between 60 to 80%. Some of them about 75%, probably 80% by now. So you can only imagine what the lower caps have gone down by. At least some of them have gone down significantly, 80%. Some of them have held up extremely well. Bricken has held up really well. ATR has held up fairly well. A majority of these altcoins, a few have gone down. For example, AI Tech, Tectum, all of these have gone down. But the majority of the strong ones have held up pretty well, in my opinion. Trueflation, if you go look at the Trueflation data, what's actually happening, we got a print for over here. So over here, actually 2.8, 2.9% approximately. So the next one, we're going to get a massive drop in inflation, which means next month you will see a rally in the markets when inflation actually comes down a lot more than the previous month. And the lower it comes, the more bullish the market becomes. As the dollar weakens, the higher M2 money supply goes. You guys can see for yourself, it's been on a steady rise ever since. We had this little dump over here. It's been rising ever since, and it's going higher, because as the dollar weakens, global money supply goes up. The dollar is weakening. It doesn't even look like it wants to stop at the moment. It's had a low candle over here, but it most likely will go lower. And this is all by design. Like I said, Trump wants the weaker dollar, so people start exporting and importing more. He wants more activity, more manufacturing across the economy. And in order for him to do that, he has to have a weaker dollar, because no one's going to trade with America, if the dollar is really strong, because they have to pay way more than they should in reality. So Bitcoin's doing fairly well today. It did react positively on the CPI print, came down slightly, but it held up. It's gone back up now. Most likely will continue to go higher. If Bitcoin reaches 90K, $6 billion of shorts will be liquidated, which is a massive amount. That's going to be a lot of shorts liquidated. And, if that happens, we'll most likely will go higher back into the 100K region. Very possible if that liquidation happens. Dominance is very high. You guys can see, it most likely at some point, very likely that you could maybe touch off this region if we get some sort of random black swan event. It could take some time. We could have rallies in between that. It could always come back down in this line and then go up. But at some point, in my opinion, it most likely will come back down to this 64 region one more time. Now, it probably won't, but there's a possibility. You have to always, when it comes to investing and trading, you have to acknowledge all possibilities. And one of them is that dominance could slightly go higher at some point in the markets. But the overall consensus is bullish. Global money supply is going up. The dollar's weakening. The stock market is showing some strength today. It actually went up a decent amount from here to here to the tie. It was almost 100 basis points, which is pretty good, in my opinion. The Fed is very likely to start cutting rates sooner than we was anticipating. And the market is actually predicting a lot more rate cuts than we had 2 months ago when Powell came out and said they're only going to have one more rate cut in 2025, which was all bullshit. But the market got too excited ahead of the time, and Powell kind of reset the market back into his place. And that's why we had this, sizable dump in Bitcoin, approximately 30% from the all-time high, which is pretty normal in bull runs, happened in previous cycles as well. It was a massive market correction, but, this is part of the game. You have to stomach these drawdowns in order to make the life-changing money. Delario, good to see you. Trust, good to see you as well, my friend. Smash the like button as well. Would appreciate it. Red Hound, good to see you, bro. What happened to Epic intro song? What do I have an intro song? I don't have an intro song. I do think, in terms of the lows, I do think the Bitcoin lows are in. And the reason I say that is because, a lot of people got nervous and scared because of, let me go back on the data. I don't know why it doesn't do this, but it only shows the current data. Let's go this week. A lot of people were nervous regarding a recession, and you cannot have a recession if the JOLTS job opening has gone up. Recessions, this is when the market got really spooked over here. The market got spooked over here, because it was quite low. June, July, August, there was a lot of words. The R word was getting thrown around a lot. The recession word, everyone was scared of a recession. Unemployment was going back up. Inflation was coming down rapidly. And, people were throwing at the R word. Now, you can't say a recession is happening if the US is opening more jobs than they were predicting, which is a good sign, because a recession can happen if there's unemployment shoots up, or if initial claims, which is the same thing. If more people are claiming jobless benefits, it means that unemployment is going to go up by design. So as unemployment goes up, that's when you actually get a recession. Even though we've been in a rolling recession since 2022, they've just changed the definition. By the time they announce a real recession, it means that they're going to come out of that recession. It means they're already coming out. A rolling recession could go on for a decent amount of time, because all they're doing is they're just masking the data. They're lying about the unemployment numbers. They say the unemployment's 4.1%, then they go revise it later, and then the real numbers come out, and then it's just a lot of masking, because no one really wants to go into a recession right now. Even though we're already in a rolling recession, no one wants to come out and admit that we're in a recession. But all the data doesn't show a recession. The ISM, let me see if I can find the chart. ISM, this is a good indicator for recessions, a very good indicator. The reason, look how low this was in July, August, and September times. This is when everyone was calling for a recession these times, because this got low. Right now, it's on the rise. Yes, we had a little dump, but our overall trend is not recession territory. So, I don't know. I think when the market gets bearish, people just throw out any word randomly without any reason. A lot of people don't understand macros, so then they just throw out the R word, or they say the market's dumping, we're going into a recession. As simple as that. People don't realize that what's a big majority of this dump is the carry trade. The carry trade is unwinding at the moment. well, it probably has unwinded mostly. And the reason is because the Japanese yield is gone above 2.5%, the 10 years. The current yield, the 2-year yield is like 1.5%. That's the same as 2008 crisis. The Japanese yields, when they go higher, they have to raise the interest rates. And this is what the market is already pricing in. And that's why everything dumped for the past couple of months, is because the carry trade was unwinding. Is a very simple thing. And people always have 100 different reasons. They were calling for a recession in August when BTC dumped, but that was mainly because of the carry trade. A lot of people never understood what a carry trade was for a very long time, up until recently, when they understood the market dumped in August because of a carry trade. It wasn't because of a recession. The exact same thing is happening now. The carry trade is unwinded, or unwinded, you could say. Seen AI Tech and Chainlink partnership, pretty bullish. Also, AI Tech got in the base. Yeah, look, AI Tech is one of those ones that have taken a massive beating. And, you know, it's if you have not bought this or you want a DCA, when this sits at major support, somewhere around here, maybe around 2 cents, 2.2, you know, you can't go wrong buying AI Tech at these levels, in my opinion. You know, a lot of people DCA too much at the higher levels. You always DCA small amounts because there's a lot of uncertainty in the market at the moment. Dominance has been high for far too long. But this will pump, and the reason it will pump is because, you know, a lot of the selling pressure. The reason this hasn't done shit for the past year, let's say a year, 2-3 months, it was mainly because of the vesting schedule. The vesting schedule was extremely harsh, but it's almost fully diluted. I mean, look, when you're unlocking this much tokens consistently every single day, the price is going to get suppressed. But at the moment, you know, the only people that's really unlocking is the seed, the marketing, and the advisors. And these guys are not going to have enough selling pressure, you know, to actually impact the price anymore, because it's gone down from approximately it was like 150k just like a month ago. The selling pressure daily is 14k. So there's not a lot of selling pressure anymore. A lot of the early investors are out. One of the main reasons why we've seen this sharp drop from like let's say 5 to 6 cents all the way down here is because there was a lot of groups, a lot of people that got into this, you know, at 1 to 2 cents. Many private groups, many YouTubers groups, a lot of them actually got into this quite early, maybe around 3 cents, 4 cents, 2 cents, you know, and all of them, you know, once it gets too close to your break-in price, they're going to sell at any profits they can. That's why you've seen a massive drop in this just randomly. It would have not happened if it wasn't for those groups. I guarantee you, one of the main reasons for this dump was because of those groups selling, taking profits, and potentially they'll probably buy back, you know, even now at the moment. But at 3 cents, it's almost fully diluted. There's barely any unlocks. From this, you know, from now on, I do think AI Tech will be a very good investment. You know, it held up fairly well around these prices for a while. And then when the market rolled over, it rolled over with everything else. But they are having good developments. And, you know, developments matters most when the market is dead. You know, you see if the project's developing, they're going to be here for a while. Eventually, if you hold your bags long enough, you will be in profits. A lot of people get shaken out. This is the crypto cycle, right? People here, their friends made this amount of money in a short period of time. They come in, you know, by the time they made the money, they come in and buy the top. They buy the top, they call crypto a scam, they leave, you know, and then 2-3 months, 4-5 months later, it moves higher. And then, they, you know, because it moved higher, even again, and then they buy the top again. And then it's just a never endless cycle. The times you're supposed to stay in the markets and the times you're supposed to buy is when everyone is shit in the bed, which was literally the last month, the last 2 months. If you've been DCA in the last 2 months, in 4 to 5 months' time, you are going to be in massive profits, and you're going to be, you know, you're going to make good amount of money. Most people get shaken out and they leave the space just to come back later, you know, and then they come back the next cycle and they kind of understand how it all works. But these guys are developing. You know, they've just branched out to chain using the Chainlink ICP, which is quite good because now they're just partnered with Chainlink. Chainlink's, you know, obviously a massive company. Yeah, so you know, I think it's a very good move from AI Tech partnering with Chainlink and being on the base network. And these guys will obviously have more liquidity. a lot of the times what people do is a lot of projects, they branch out to different dexes, but the liquidity is too low. And it's not really, it doesn't really do anything if let's say you branch out to base and you got 14, 15K liquidity, is pointless because whales can't buy. And the whole point of a DEX is if some people can't access exchanges, they're going to have to buy on the DEX. They can't buy a 10K bag if the liquidity is 14K. It doesn't make sense. So, another thing I like about AI tech, their liquidity is always high because they have a lot of money, they got a lot of funding, and that's why they're able to pay for this data center. Cool guy, good to see you as well. Mugen, good to see you, my friend. Has the video started? It has now, indeed. Do I see Bricken 300 to 500 million? Bricken is one of those projects that has held up phenomenally in this dip. It's crazy how well this project has held up. It has not dumped. I mean, just look at this chart. This chart is amazing. It came down. A few people in my group brought down here because Bricken is one of those projects I've always liked. I got into Bricken down here when it first launched. I sold some up here back in when the AI the RWA hype happened, and then I bought some recently because I missed this low here. Didn't want to buy because I had other RWA projects at that time. But yeah, Bricken has held up, crazy well, bro. Like it's held up really, really well in this dump. It rallied, came back down, and now it's just chilling around these regions. I do think Bricken is a cool 20x from here, in my opinion. I think RWA will be massive this year. It's actually one of those sectors that's holding up fairly well. My prediction for Snift and Nye. I don't even know what Nye's market cap is, but I'm actually personally buying Nye a lot, especially at these levels. I got into Nye in my first bag around, it was somewhere down here, 3132, 0.03132. And the thing is, I only brought like 20, 30% of my bag, maybe even less. I don't know. I had like a couple grand into it because I wanted to buy more, but I didn't think the market was going to explode that quickly. And I was just, slowly DCAing into this, and then it just exploded. And one thing that you guys should always consider is to never buy a project. Even if you miss the boat, it's fine. Don't buy a project that's going up because, at some point it will have to come down. And when it comes down and you're DCAing up, you're going to have money to buy it when it's coming down. Like, for example, now it's up 15% today. Don't know why, but these guys are, just the best thing to do is if you having doubts on a project, go on their Twitter and just look at what they're doing. Are they forming partnerships, developing? And that's what matters the most when the market is dead, because the price action will always catch up when the market gets bullish. We had a little pump today, and it's already up 15%, and that's what happens. It's like people don't realize, right? You can have a whole month, 2 months of price of bearish price action in the space of a week. Those 2 months can get invalidated by one pump. One massive green dildo will wipe out a month, 2 months of bearish price action. This is what people don't realize. This is why DCA always works out best, because if you're buying, let's say you buy some at 0.045, then you buy some at 0.3, then you buy some at 0.2. As soon as it goes back up to 0.04, you're already in profits. And that's how the concept of DCA works out in the long run. Now, this is in my opinion, this will get to at least $250 million in market cap, at least, because when it comes to layer ones, we have a lot of layer ones, but we don't have a lot of layer ones for AI, and we don't have any other layer ones for data. This is why everyone is partnering with Nye. They've partnered with this company today, 8 hours ago. They've partnered countless companies back to back. They partnered with Inflective, Whitebridge, which is an AI agent company, and partnered with Cosmos. They've partnered with PropChain, and they're consistently bringing out partnerships. Their mainnet will go live. Once the mainnet is live, they already have a decent ecosystem. Rivals AI, which is a pretty big AI agent company, project. But these guys are working. They already got a massive ecosystem, which I think is very bullish. They're already on the Fetch AI Foundation. on the Filecoin Foundation. So they got pretty decent funding behind them. And, they are going to get more exchange listings. One of the things that I don't like about this project is the exchange listings. They are awful. Gate, Mexi, Uniswap, you obviously want more exchange listings. And they are looking for more exchange listings according to the team. We'll just have to wait and see when they do it. Right now, it's kind of pointless anyways to get exchange listings. I am very bullish on NAI. Sniffed has always been DJ. Now, look, one thing I always don't understand about people is I tell them, only invest a small percentage of your portfolio into DGen projects, and then they go and buy 5-10% of the portfolio into a DGen coin because it was holding up fairly well. It pumped, whenever we bought it somewhere around here. It did a decent little rally, and then but they don't realize DGen projects, when the market gets bearish, do come down fast. And the rumors are, I think these guys are going to get delisted on BitGet. It's not guaranteed, bro. Like, you're going to get a bunch of projects. I think there's like 70 projects on BitGet that's supposedly going to get delisted. I guarantee you, out of that 70, maybe around 20 will get delisted. And the reason is because they cut back-end deals with these exchanges. They're like, oh, keep me in, we'll give you this much tokens, or we'll pay you this much, blah, blah, blah. Whatever the narrative is, that's what's going to happen. So, we'll have to see on the 18th if they actually get delisted or not, because Tectum was supposed to get delisted on BitGet. It never happened. They stayed on, so we have to see. But you have to look at where all the volume is for this project. All the volume is on Mexi, it's on Bitmart, and it's on Gate.io, and it's on, wherever this exchange is, Wix. I don't know. I think that must be some Chinese exchange. But the volume is not on BitGet. BitGet has 81K volume, which is not the worst, but most of the volume is on other exchanges. So even if it goes, in reality, yes, it's not the best thing in the world, but it's also not the worst thing in the world. They have 3-4 other exchanges that you can get it on. For low cap, having 3 tier 3 exchanges is good enough, in my opinion. Bitmart, Mexi, Gate, CoinEx, whatever that, some of these other Hashkey Global, some of the shit ones. But it's still decent. It's a $1 million coin. Like I said to everyone 4 or 5 months ago, or 3 months ago, whenever I told people to look into this, it has to be a small percentage of your portfolio. It's okay when it's going up, but you have to stomach when it's coming down, because this is down 67% the last 30 days, or 80%, I think, the last 60 days. You go look at Griffin, this is not just sniffed on its own. It's the AI, it's the entire AI agent narrative. This is down 70% the last 30 days. This was supposed to be $1 billion coin, the biggest AI agent ever created, whatever it was. This has gone down more than Sniffed. Sniffed is at $1 million market cap. At the highest, this was like almost $1 billion in market cap. I think it was 500, 600 million. I don't know what it was at the top. But this has come down 70% the last 70 days. And Sniffed has held up better than, some of the best AI agents in the space, 67. So, it's more or less the same. So this is what people don't realize. If you look at Virtuals, look how much Virtuals has come down. This is supposed to be the best AI agent in the space. The last 70 days, this has come down 51%, 80-something percent on the 60 days. So this has come down more or less the same as Virtuals. You look at AIXBT, the fucking bot, it's probably the same shit with this. So it's not sniffed, 60%, yeah, look, 60% for this. So it's not sniffed specifically, it's the entire AI agent narrative. They're all gone to shits. And that's because AI is taking a back seat. Most AI projects are down to shits. Look at Alt is down as well, just like most other AI projects. Alt has held up, in my opinion, fairly well compared to a lot of other projects. Why the fuck does the chart look like this? Well, that's the market cap, that's why. But it's held up fairly well compared to a lot of projects. It's only down fucking 33% the last 30 days. That's not bad at all. I think that's pretty decent. That's held up more than a majority of other AI projects the last month and a half of bearish price action. 33% compared to 70% on Griffin, 50, 60% on Virtuals. It's held up fairly well, and that's because they're consistently developing. This is, if you look at the nodes, now that they have this big alliance with like 7 other companies, and they have the data hub, you're going to see a massive increase in the nodes. Is already at 74k now, and is growing. I think it has more than this. I haven't updated it, but these guys are doing fairly well. I mean, it's become the first decentralized AI protocol or layer 1 that has USDT on chain. So and the ecosystem is growing because they give out hackathons, and now you have 3 different projects. A decentralized exchange, token launchpad for the Olympus chain. So now anyone can actually go on on this DEX that this guy has made. They only paid him 3.5k, which is fuck all. But anyways, these guys can now go and launch projects on Alt now. AI integrated DeFi, so you have DeFi AI infrastructure. So this is what Alt's going to have now. They're going to have a DeFi AI infrastructure, and people can now go and launch tokens on the Olympus chain, which is their layer 1, which is very, very solid in my opinion. I mean, there's a lot more developments going on. This is just some of the stuff they've been doing. But what I look for during these times, they're actually going to be making some deep fake detective, where the fuck it is, detector, but I think that's another product to the list. Pretty decent. But I think the biggest thing for Alt is this human AI alliance, because it's all centered around the Alt token, and it's all built on the layer 1, which I massive. The upgrade for the mainnet is coming very soon. For the Olympus, it's not going to be called Olympus protocol. It's going to be Haley protocol or some shit. I don't know what they're going to do. But they actually became the first. Where is it? Where the fuck is it? Oh, they've partnered with some Deepin Union as well, which is it's like a shilling page. So they've partnered with some shillers, which I think is pretty decent. Deepin Union. Where is that fucking post gone, man? Where is it? Let's see if I can find it. I can't find it. I don't know. Maybe Max Lee fucking posted it. But they became the first decentralized AI layer 1 to integrate Circle, which is USDC, sorry, the company behind USDC, which is, I think that's an achievement in its own. Yeah, I can't find it, but you guys have to find it in your own time, bro. Prediction is anyone's guess, but they will do okay. Yeah, look, predictions are pointless, bro. Like, you can predict just as well as I can. I've always used the same metric to predict stuff. That metric is a good project the previous cycle did between 200 to 300 million dollars in market cap. So a good project this cycle should do at least that. Even if they do a little bit more, just count it. Let's say, if you want to be conservative, let's say it does, just slightly less than that. Just do the math. How much would you get? For all, you will get about a 12, 13x. If you, even if it does less than what the previous cycle done, which is pretty good. 12, 13x for all from the current price, still decent. It's only down 0.07, 0.089, around 10 regions. So, 2x will make you a break even, 3, 4x after that. You might just get like a decent amount. I think all will go at least $300 million in market, at least. That's a 20x from here. So $300 million in market cap, I think, is lowball, but is definitely possible because the unlocks are smooth for this now. The last big validator unlock happened like, I don't know, a month ago, a couple of weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. So there's going to be no more validator unlocks, and these validator unlocks are quite huge. I think they're like 25 million, 30 million, or whatever the fuck it is. But those are done now. They're not going to be happening for forever now. You're going to get the daily unlocks, like, I don't know, 1-2 million or some shit every 6-7 days, which is fuck all. Once Bitcoin dominance drops, what are the odds of Altseason appearing? Yeah, so that they go hand in hand, James. Once dominance drops, alts could move up because as the Bitcoin dominance drops, this is only if it does not go to the USDT dominance. And USDT dominance is on a massive spike right now. It's doing very, very well. Eventually, when the market gets bullish, you're going to get this coming back down even as low as 3%, and you're going to get a massive rally in the markets. We are going to get another mini alt season, I call it, mini alt season at some point. It could be the big one. It could just be, what the fuck's happening? Why is it my screen not changing? Oh, there we go. USDT dominance, had a very big spike to almost 6%, has come down now, and this is why we're seeing a lot of rally in the markets. Not alt season until James sells. Khalid, appreciate you, my friend. Imminent turning point, Mubarak. Appreciate that, Khalid, bro. I do think we are going to have a turning point, Khalid. I think the cycle lows are in. We might get a small little drop here and there, but I do think the lows are in at 78k because that CME gap has been filled. I feel like people that's calling for like 50, 60k, I think those people are stupid because they do posting. Like, for example, this doctor Profit guy, he's doing posting now. He was bullish a day before, and then 4 hours later he just randomly turned bearish, and then now he's just doing posting. And it's unfortunate because a lot of retail, their sentiment is with price action. So if price action is down, they believe there's doom posts. If price action is up, they believe the fucking 500k Bitcoin posts, and they hold their bags. And this is what happens to a lot of people. But let this all be a learning lesson, bro. As soon as we start moving up, start taking profits along the way. Don't wait for 50x and then take profits. Take profits 5x, 10x up at a time. It doesn't mean you take 50% straight away. Maybe take 15% at a certain price, then take out another 15%, or take out 20%, then take out another 20% as we move up. That's how you DCA out. Don't just wait for 30x and then start taking profits, because that 30x might never come, and then you end up becoming a bag holder. This is something that people have to learn to DCA in and DCA out. And another key and very important thing is don't catch falling knives. A lot of people were saying, Mavia was a good buy at fucking $1, and it wasn't. A lot of people were saying Mavia was a good buy at 30 cents over here, and then he held a little bit here, and it came down. People were saying, "Oh, very good sell, good buy at 30 cents over here," and then it just went lower. This is what a falling knife is. It just consistently goes lower before it bases out. You have to wait for it to base out at least a couple of weeks, at least. Then you buy in. It doesn't matter if you have to buy 10% higher or 15% higher. Who gives a shit? At least you're not going to be down 50%. If you bought in here thinking it's based out for literally like a fucking less than a couple of weeks, it's a good time to buy, less than a couple of weeks. And guess what happened? You would have been down 70, 80% back down to 10 cents. So is that really worth it? I don't think it is. So you have to wait for something to really base out, hold a certain price, and then you buy, and then you DCA. That's the whole point. Don't buy catching falling knives. Another falling knife is based AI. Based AI is another falling knife. And the reason this has been falling consistently is very simple. There's no engagement at all. There's no updates. The community loses trust when there is no updates. If you're not posting shit for 2 months, the market's going to shits. Why would people hold your token? You're not fucking Bitcoin. You're not Ethereum. You're not Solana. You're just a fucking random AI coin. If you're not posting, updating the community, telling the community what you've been up to for the past 2-3 months, because they ain't posted shit since January. They ain't posted shit. Posting some random fucking NFT shit. There's not updates in the market. I can go make an NFT in 5 minutes and post it. That's not developing. It's bullshit. So, this is another prime example of a falling knife. Just been consistently going down. Cannot hold the price. The market gets bearish, there's DOMs. The market gets bullish, it pumps a little bit. Nothing crazy, but the volume is fucking 200k. It's fuck all. This was like a $300 million coin at the heights. Now it's back down to 20k. Minus 10x. Crazy times. Cool guy, good to see you, brother. The fuck is going on with your hair, G? Yo, excuse the hair, bro. Where's my hat, bro? Fuck it out. Damn. But just to be honest with you, bro, I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. So you're gonna see some fresh haircut. I might go live tomorrow to show you guys my haircut, bro. Yo, Jimmy, yo, that's funny. That is. My hair's fucked, bro. You know, I got really straight hair. My hair is really straight, bro. So when I wash my hair just stays down. It does not want to go up. I have to wait a couple of days before it can go up again. You know, so my hair is really, really straight, bro. But don't worry, tomorrow I'm getting a fresh trim. Immunity 100 to 20x from here. Yeah, immunity, I don't know what the market cap is, but it is only a few 100K. And immunity has always been one of those where you chuck in small percentage of your portfolio, forget about it, and come back, you know, in a couple of months, 4 or 5 months when the market is bullish again, and you look into your portfolio and you see it could do 100x. For immunity to do 100x from this point on, it's not much. It's not a lot. Let me see how much it would be. Let me see what the market cap is first. Oh, no. Oh, it's 87K. Damn. I don't. Wait, is it 87K? Let's go on the vesting. It's hard to see. It's hard to know what the market. I think it's like 200K. 280K for this to do 100. Well, actually less than that because there's going to be unlock of 24K in like 14 days. So the market cap for this is probably around 200K or 220K. No, 260. 260K, 250K around those regions. 250K for this to do 100x, it only needs $25 million in market cap. That's dirty cheap. 25 million, that's fuck all. So realistically, this could do 100x from here. Very, very possible. It could have done 100x at 1 million. Was possible. And the reason is because, you know, one thing I like about Immunity is, yes, they post some random shit sometimes, but they post updates, you know, so it's backed by Hunger Games, pretty big company, builders and creators at Sandbox, and is backed by Base, is backed by Beam as well. I think, you know, once their main game comes out, and their game's ready, they just don't want to release it now when the market's dead. They'll release it at the right time. They already have a game out. They're gonna have 3 games out in total. The second game is being built. You know, this is I think is a good indicator to see Base, Uniswap, main game, 8bond, Beam. You know, Beam has been taking a shit. It's been getting fucking destroyed. But these guys are developing. They're going to have a new exchange listing. I don't know when they're going to do it, but they released a new exchange listing. I don't think it's gone live just yet. I think it's pointless to do it now. You want to do it at the right time. You know, I think these guys are pretty good at marketing, and their game does look pretty good in my opinion. What is this? Red Bull Racing has officially partnered with Red Bull Racing. Nice. We don't know why they reposted that, but yeah, no, they actually have a pretty big team. They have a pretty big team because Hunger Games is a big studio. Hunger Games is not just some fucking crypto shit. It's a studio that makes millions of dollars outside of crypto. They've had some very successful games. So, you know, is that a legit studio behind them? It's only a matter. I think it will do well. You could definitely do 100x from this point on, very easily. You know, you don't want to be buying charts up here. You want to be buying this shit down here. These are the charts you want to buy. A lot of people FOMO in at the top because they always expect higher. You don't want to be buying shit when it's down here. A lot of people will call this a rug pull. Like retards will call this a rug pull. But in reality, it's not a rug pull. They just don't understand everything on this. Every gaming project launches and does this because it was in a bear market. 2024 was like a bear market. Majority of coins came out and just fucking died. Same shit's happening with this. It will come back up at some point. Natty, I appreciate it, bro. Safety net, then rotate into low caps. Is it better to get into some safety nets than rotate into low? I mean, it depends how you look at it. I do understand your perspective in that sense. but you have to be objective, because as the market gets bullish, the safety nets will pump, but so will the low caps. The lower caps will pump more than the safety nets. I get what you're saying. Buy the safety nets first and then rotate it into the low caps. By that time, some of these low caps couldn't go on to do, because it doesn't work like that anymore. It works in narratives. I get the low caps, high caps, Ethereum, blah blah blah. Yes, but at the same time, when the market is bullish, everything pumps. So let's say, and some of these low caps will pump way more than those high caps in that period of time because it works in narratives. So if you, for example, you want to buy Injective, or let's say you want to buy Ondo, but the first narrative is gaming. Yes, Ondo will pump slowly, but your gaming coins, your low cap gaming coins, will do way more than Ondo in that period of time. That's how it works. It's only the first couple of weeks that you see the high caps pump, and then the money gets split into narratives, especially when the money flows back into alts. You'll move from narrative to narrative to narrative, just like we've seen in 2023, just like we've seen in the previous cycles. Money went from DeFi to gaming to fucking, NFTs or whatever it was last cycle, layer ones. And money flew from place to place to place. It will happen again. We have so many coins that it gets split into narratives. So you want to be holding each narrative because they will all pump at some point. The money will just rotate. People always want to make more money. So they will move, once AI is done, they'll move into gaming, or they'll move into RWA. Once RWA is done, they'll move into gaming. In between, they'll have some other layer ones, layer twos pumping. That's how it works. So yes, you can do that, but you could also miss out on a lot of gains on the low caps, because just like today when everything pumped, everything pumps with the markets. March lows, yesterday everything was dumping. Today everything pumped. This came up like 15% or some shit. That's how it works. Everything will move up together, and then everything will come down together. So you can buy high caps first and then move into low caps, but your gains are going to be a bit less. So it all depends on what you want to do, my friend. I personally just don't like doing that. Bro said, "Oh, it's a scam." Sniffed also 100 to 200x from here. This is, when I say people are retarded, this is a prime example of a retard. This guy is like a prime example of a retard. I just explained to you that the top 100 coins from the all-time highs are down 60 to 70% in the last couple of months. This guy has just said that all is a scam. I'm a bag holder getting rugged. In your retarded brain, that means the entire crypto space is a scam and everyone is a bag holder, because everything is down. If the top 100, the biggest market caps in crypto, are down 60 to 75% on average, what do you expect the low caps to do? Or is only down 40%, 50%. Is held up better than the majority of the top 100. So clearly you are a retard, my friend. This guy just said, I told you all was a scam, now look, you're a bag holder. Motherfucker, everything's down the last couple of days, bro. But how are people this retarded? I'm genuinely confused. Why are you in crypto if you're this retarded? I'm confused. Fucking hell, man. This is, bro, people never amaze me, bro. If you ask this guy how much you got in your bank account, he's probably fucking broke, because this is what, bro. Someone banned this guy, bro. I don't even want to do it myself. But this guy, how are people this stupid, bro? Like, bro, this is crazy. Yeah, so like I said, everything follows the M2 money supply. So when you look at global money supply, Bitcoin follows the global money supply like 70% of the time. So it's 70% accurate. You understand what I'm saying? So if you look at, this chart looks very similar to the global money supply. So as the dollar goes down, the money supply goes up, the M2 money supply goes up. As the dollar comes down, As the dollar goes up, it comes down. As the dollar comes down, M2 money supply goes up. So it's inverse. And then the current moment is flying up, it's shooting up. That's something that you have to consider. So it means at some point, it could be a couple of weeks away, it could be a month away, everything is going to start flying back up. You have to follow the liquidity market, the liquidity cycles. Everything else is just noise, because risk assets follow the money printer. It's as simple as that. Altcoins specifically follow the money printer. As more money gets printed, altcoins go higher. If I had the chart, I can't really. I need to get the fucking premium version of this shit, because the chart is literally identical. When global money supply goes down, altcoins come down and Bitcoin comes down. When it goes up, Bitcoin and altcoins go up. Everything goes up. That's all it comes down to. We are going to get ending QT very soon, because you have to think logically. The reason this is going down this aggressively, it could be because of two things, right? It could be because unemployment is going up. As unemployment goes up, inflation comes down, because you get wage inflation that comes down. And then or it could be because of what Trump is doing. It could be either or. And this is something that you have to take in consideration. So when we get the next, when we get the next couple of months of data point, we're going to see, is inflation going down because of unemployment going up, or is it because of what Doge is doing and the cut in government spending, and because of that cuts, inflation naturally goes down? We have to see which of the two it is, because the higher unemployment goes, the more worried the Fed becomes, and the quicker they cut rates, and the quicker, if once the rates gets to zero, the Fed will start printing money like never before. You're going to see COVID like printing, not to that level, but you're going to see at least 3-4 trillion being printed. And what do you think is going to happen to the altcoins? They're going to go parabolic. So we have to see what's causing this crash in from 2.2 to 2.1%, all the way down to 1.4%. We have to see what is causing this crash. When we get right now, we're up here, 2.9, or up here, sorry, 2.8, 2.9%, trueflation. Next month, it'll come down again. And then we have to see, is this a current trend where as inflation comes down, unemployment goes up? We'll have to see in the next couple of months, because, before we get to this point, this is going to be a black swan event if unemployment, for example, shoots up from 4.2, 4.3% all the way to like 4.8. That's a recession type of crash. That's scary. So then you have to, if that trend is happening, you have to get out of the markets a bit early and maybe get to like 30% cash to grab this dip over here. This is something that you have to consider, right? So, like I said, at the moment, inflation's coming down, but unemployment's doing okay. 4% previous month, now it's 4.1. If this month, the next month, the data points we get, inflation comes down to month 2.8, 2.7%, or whatever it is, right? 2.6, 2.7. This is what is predicting over here, 2.6, 2.7. Is unemployment then going to move up to 4.2? Because if it is, then it's wage inflation that's cutting inflation. As wage inflation goes down, unemployment has to go higher. So, and that when that happens, then the recession talks come again. It becomes more prominent. So this is something that we have to look out for, because you could get another black swan event where, I don't know, Bitcoin goes down to, maybe it goes down to like 95K or 90K first, and then it comes back down to the low 70s one more time. Could we see that? It could all depend on this. Why is this causing a massive crash in inflation? Is it because unemployment's flying up, or is it because Doge cut into, could be anything. So, like I said, we will know as time goes on. We can always de-risk and buy back lower for better entries. De-risk, get into like 30% cash, and then buy back lower, and you get more tokens. Don't look at how much money you have. Look at tokens. If you can get, for example, you're up here, right? You got 1K to your name, in a coin. If you can get 100K tokens over here, and you can sell it over here or over here, but you can buy 1 million tokens down here for that 1K. It makes sense to sell up here to buy down. You get way more tokens. You understand what I'm saying? That's the way you have to look at it. Because in the end, whenever you rank and you got 1 million instead of 100K for a higher price, you wouldn't anyways. Yo, my stream froze. The fuck? The fuck just happened? Bro, what the fuck is going on, bro? Oh, we're back. I'm back. I'm back. I don't know what the fuck just happened, bro. I'll be having some matrix attacks. Am I suggesting to sell now, buy back lower? No, I am not. Not at the moment. I am gonna consider. I'm gonna have to look at the data points, bro, because like I said, if this drop is due to unemployment going up, and this drop is due to unemployment going up, and this massive drop is due to unemployment going up, then the only possible scenario is we're gonna get a massive recession scare, and then the market's gonna tank even more. This is a what if scenario. It's not guaranteed. We'll find out in the next month or two, because this, for us to get to down here is months away. That's months away. This could be the data point for like fucking, I don't know, August, July times or some shit. So that's months away, right? So we have to see what happens next month. If unemployment shoots up and I think it comes down, then you are going to get massive rate cuts from the Fed, which is good. But then you have to consider this massive drop as well. So like I said, if you got 1K over here for 100K tokens, you can buy 100K tokens over here for 1K, but you can buy 500K down here. It makes sense to keep your cash and wait down here or buy down here. You understand what I'm saying? Ross, how you doing, bro? Khalid, I appreciate you, my friend, for the extra £10, bro. My shit just fucking went. Ramadan Mubarak as well to you as well, my friend. Appreciate that, my friend. Bro, someone banned this fucking retard, bro. This brokey retard. How is this guy still in my stream? Wayne, what? Bro, this guy is retarded, bro. How are people this? I'm genuinely confused how people are this stupid, bro. Alt has literally held up better than the top 100, and this guy is saying is a rug pull. Fucking stupid, bro. Crash, Chris, appreciate that appreciate the €2 I think it is. Thank you very much, my friend. Good to see you in here as well. I gotta go way up, bruv. I just banned that prick, bro. I don't know. People are so stupid, but I think that's probably an alt account just chatting shit, bruv. Or is a rock pool? How can the blah blah blah? Let's see. Where was I at? Khaled, ignore people like that, bro. People are just bored, bro. I want to exit my CAS position, either ETH or Arrow. Yeah, look, I've never been a fan of Casper. And the reason I've never been a fan of Casper is because, and people in my group that had Casper, I told them to sell at 19 to 20 cents, exactly the top. And the reason is because oftentimes what I've seen in the previous cycles, at least, I've seen Chainlink performing extremely well, and Chainlink was one of a kind. There's a massive difference between Chainlink and Casper. Casper's not needing crypto. Chainlink is needed. Without Chainlink, a lot of these crypto projects would not be able to do what they do. This is something that you have to consider. Chainlink is the main oracle for crypto. So it plays a massive part. And you had Chainlink throughout the bear market, performing really, really well throughout 2019, pumping, doing very well, holding well during the massive dips. And then when the bull market came, a lot of people had way higher expectations. Down here at 10 cents, $10, sorry, $9. A lot of people bought over here during this crash or over here, whatever. They was expecting this to go to like $100, $200. In reality, it didn't do nothing either. It went to 20 billion, where the likes of Solana, the likes of ADA, the likes of some of these other ones went to, close to 100 billion, sorry. This did, 5x less than some of the other ones. And people are expecting this to do the ADA type of move, the Solana type of move, and it didn't. And the exact same thing I said could have happened to Casper. Yes, Casper is down with the rest of the market, of course. But the thing is, there's no real use case behind Casper. It went from being solving the trilemma to is digital fucking silver. That's what it went to. No one looks at fucking Casper as digital silver. Let's be honest, bro. People look at this as something that's just useless. It has no ecosystem. It has no smart contracts. They've been talking about this smart contract shit since 2022. I got into Casper at 2022 on their white paper, 2022, 2023 times. On their white paper, they said, we can't do smart contracts. It literally said on the white paper, they've changed the white paper now, obviously. During that times, it literally wrote that they cannot make smart contracts. So what's the purpose of this? It has no ecosystem. They have a meme coin ecosystem, but who gives a shit? There's a meme coin ecosystem now on every chain. So what's so special about Casper, apart from random community cultists making up random shit like XRP community? There's no real use case. There's nothing behind Casper to show why this will do an ADA type of move. It makes no sense. The narrative isn't even there. Layer 1 has not been a strong narrative this cycle. Yes, some layer 1s have performed like Solana, but Solana didn't perform because of the layer 1. It performed because of the meme coin shit. That's all it is. We don't have the same catalyst as we had in 2020, 2021 bull run. We didn't have that. So people cannot go and say, if ADA went to not 80 million, so can Casper. Those are retards, because in reality, the stage was set for layer 1s to do very well last cycle. We don't have that same stage now. There was only like a handful of projects back then anyways, so you could have bought anything you would have pumped. Now we have hundreds of layer 1s that are all good. So you have to think, and most of these layer 1s, like, this is what confuses me, right? Or a project that's $15 million in market cap is running a block DAG that has more TPS than Casper, or supposedly has 20k TPS. The layer 1 clearly works because plenty of projects are built on Alt. You have Alt has a bigger ecosystem than Casper. It's also a block DAG, but this is worth 1.8 billion, and fucking Alt is worth 15 million, and Alt does many other things: AI, storage, deepin. They're gonna have the deepin side soon. What the fuck does Casper do? What does Casper solve in the crypto space? What did they even do? Nothing. They don't do nothing. It doesn't solve nothing. They don't even have no partnerships, nothing. It's fucking useless. Like, this is the most useless coin in crypto space that's valued at this much. It's mainly driven by community. And this is the importance and of community. It literally does not solve no problem, but because they have a cult-like community, the price always goes up. If I was you, I would sell my Casper position into either Ondo, because Ondo is going to be used for tokenization. They have the BlackRock, connections. They have the Trump connections. It's very, very likely that you are going to get, Ondo doing something massive at some point. So you could go into Ondo sitting at 2.7 billion. You could go into Injective. This is one of my favorite ones. Less than $1 billion. Damn, I didn't even know this was this low. Less than $1 billion. These guys, they were a DeFi layer 1. DeFi has obviously been dead for a very long time, but DeFi could make a comeback because they've actually lifted a ban on DeFi in the US since the new administration. But they've also branched out to RWA now. Apart from Ondo, Injective is the only other project that has the stock market, the S&P, on chain for tokenization. They just added the Nasdaq on there, and Nvidia. Sorry, not the Nasdaq, Nvidia. So these guys have branched out to RWA, which I think was a very good move, because if this was DeFi only, it would have not survived. Ever since they've gone on to do RWA and have on-chain stocks, their TPS has gone up a lot. Not the TPS, the TVL. A lot of on-chain activity went from 10K to 50K in a very quick period of time. So I do think is a reasonable move for this project, at least. So you could either go here, you could even go to C. C's TVL is growing. Look for what's TVL, what projects TVL is growing. C is growing. I wouldn't buy C at these levels. I would potentially wait for like the 12, down somewhere around here, 12, 13, 15 cents region. That's what I would buy C, or that's what I would DCA. When I say buy a project, don't buy it because now I'm telling you to buy. Buy at strong support levels. DCA strong. Don't DCA unless you're DCAing $50 here and there every other day for the grand scheme of things. That's there was a guy who bought $10 or $50 worth of, or $100 worth of Bitcoin every day for like a whole couple of, I don't know how many years it was, ended up with over 100K in profits. You could play that game. DCA, no matter the price, in the end, you will win, right? So you will be in the profits, but that's depends on your risk tolerance. But what I would do is I would DCA at strong support levels. So there's different projects you can get into. Ondo, Injective, C. Those are my favorite ones in terms of the high caps. The upcoming layer ones, they have the potential to pump. C is already proven itself to do very well. And, there's quite a lot of projects you can get into. You can even get into Beam, but the problem with Beam is that gaming itself is dead and AI is dead. And this has turned into AI gaming. So you put both of them together because both sectors dead. This is taking a massive hit. I think this is an easy 10x. Beam at this price, Beam is basically almost at the same price that you launched at. Easy 10x, like I said, easy 10x. This kind of already done the 10x from here to here. You can always do it again. I don't really think Flux is a good investment. And Flux is one of those projects, that a lot of people use. It actually gets used quite a lot, surprisingly. But as an investment, Flux is not worth the investment, in my opinion. This was good down here, did a very good rally. But since then, it hasn't really done much. And I don't really think it's worth the investment. For $100 million in market cap, I don't think it's that bad. But I personally would not invest into Flux. I think there's better projects than Flux. And the reason is because it's kind of a relic from the previous cycle. It is still being used. So obviously they probably earn money on the side. But in terms of a project to invest into, I don't think this one's worth. Bro, don't entertain that guy, bro. He's probably a fucking some alt account, bro, some trolling. Liquidity, good to see you, bro. You picked up your first bag of Propbase. What a time to buy Propbase, bro. Honestly, Propbase is ridiculously cheap at these prices, man. It's actually coming down a bit more. Propbase, at these prices, $8 million in market cap in a few months, especially at these prices, bro, is ridiculous. It's very, very cheap in my opinion. Propbase Rio as well. Rio tanked. Everything tanked, but Rio tanked. It's weird because Rio, 90% of the supply is staked. So you only have 10% hitting the markets. And even with that 10%, it managed to dump that much. But Rio will always come back because he has like a cult-like community. When you have 90% of the supply staked, that's like a fucking cult, which is crazy. G-Man, good to see you, bro. Go heavy into high caps, then rotate. But everyone thinks this is a good idea. I mean, going into high caps is okay because the drawdowns are smaller and the upside, it tends to move first. So it makes sense. But it depends what, I would have a bit of both. Like having a bit of both is probably the smartest thing to do. I wouldn't go all the way into high caps and then rotate in because like I said, by the time you get a 10x in your high caps, some of these low caps will probably do a 5, 20, 30x by that time. So that's the way you have to think. For a high cap to do a 10x, unless it's a quick mover, the bull run could be over, bro. That's what you have to consider. Or I keep picking up more. Same here, bro. They keep developing. That's the thing. I thought someone blocked him, bro. I already blocked him anyways, bro. That guy's a fucking retard, bro. There's always the retards that I just don't understand, bro. Like, how are you that retarded to understand that if the entire market has gone down, the top 100, the ones with at least $600 to $700 million in market cap, has gone down between 60 to 80%, and all has only gone down, I don't know, fucking 60, 70% the same shit. That's held up fairly well. 30% the last 30 days, which is really, really, that's held up very well. So it means that, no one's ready, no one's willing to sell. What's my opinion on Tectum? I'm not a fan of Tectum. I'm a fan of the project. I'm just not a fan of the team. Like, a project is as good as a team, and that team is pretty retarded, bro. I'll be honest. Like, the project itself is good. The concept, the everything is bullish, but if the team is shit, then it's shit, and the team has proven to be shit. But I'm not going to sell my bags now because I'm at a loss. Stupid to sell now. Is it hasn't $1. I guess you could easily do a 5 to 10x, bro. Get to 5 to 10x, and then just fucking sell, take some profits on it, and that's it. You're always gonna have one bad apple in a bunch, bro. So far, Tectum has been that bad apple. The reason is because they ain't done shit for the past month. They ain't developed nothing. They've just added Solana to the soft nodes. I think is quite good. But apart from that, they ain't done shit. Sensei, how high? On average, maybe around $200 to $300 million in market cap. Thing for Sensei. Tim, good to see you, bro. Behind me, we're almost at the 20th. Let's see the monk right again. I hope that monk is right because so far he's proven to be right. That monk, crazy, bro. Bro, I don't know if you guys know this, right? So Chris went to visit a monk about AI tech and AGI, and after that monk visit, both of them did like a fucking 40x or some shit. It's crazy. How are we on 50 likes? Boy, smash the like button, please. Let's at least get to 100 likes, but that's crazy, bro. 40 likes. Broken crypto, fuck, I was paying a subscription monthly and pay 60 or 4 months. Can I get a refund? I really need this money. Bro, no one has been paying for my membership for the last 2 months because my Buy Me a Coffee account got blocked. So no one's been paying for the last 2 months, my friend. So you've only been paying for 2 months, and I can't give you a refund since you've been in my group. Just leave the group. I forgot I was paying for your subscription. You haven't been paying for my subscription, bro. My Buy Me a Coffee account has been blocked for 2 months. I haven't made a new one. So my private group right now is pretty much free, bro. Overkill, good to see you, my friend. Very good to see you. But don't worry about trolls, bro. There's always the one troll, bro, that's waffling away, bro. Yeah, I think it's a good time to get some AI tech and some Sensei, bro. Sensei, I think they got a wave of announcements coming up. I don't know what it is, but that's what I've just seen from the CEO. Apparently they've got a wave of announcements, and it's holding up fairly well. To be fair, it's been holding up fairly well. But according to Dan Thompson, the CEO, let me see. Go on followings. Followers, where's Dan Thompson, bro? There he is. Apparently they've got some big announcements in the next couple of days, so that's very good. But these guys have been developing a decent amount. So human AI collaboration, blah blah blah. Where is that shit? Oh yeah, huge week of announcements next week. March has been a busy month for development. So they have, next month or this week, or next week. I don't know which week they're talking about, but there's going to be a wave of announcements, bullish announcements apparently. So that's that's good to see. So yeah, I think it's a good time to get Sensei, but it's basically back at the price that I was telling you guys to buy, slightly higher. I can speak to him. I'm surprised they don't have more exchanges, bro, because they just got a massive wave of funding, like $2 billion or 2 million. I think way more than that actually. It was between $5 to $10 million worth of funding for the project. So they can always use at least fucking 100K to get a new exchange listing. They definitely need it. Yeah, well, there's always going to be retards, bro. It's like people, like, this is the problem with retards, right? It's like they want to dunk on people. They disappear. Like, for example, let's say Sensei, right? Or they disappear when he does this, and then they reappear when he does this. And then now when he goes back up, that guy will never come back again. He will disappear. But there's so many of them, and you're always gonna get it. Always gonna get it. There's always retards who say some project's a scam. I had a guy who bought into Sensei Idol, kept calling it a scam because he kept going slightly lower, and then I go to him, come back in a few months, and he blocked me. He never messaged me again. I messaged him as I said fuck you to him. I go, you're a retard. I told you. And then when he was doing this, and he blocked me because they talk shit when it's like this, and then when he goes up like this, they disappear. It's like that fucking Illuvium guy. I made a bet on some guy about Illuvium that he said is going to go to $1,000. I said, no, it's not. This project is dead. It was at $80 to $100 back then, actually. He's disappeared now. You're not going to hear from these retards again. That's why you don't entertain retards. There's so many retards in crypto. So many people like plebs. I call them plebs, bro. So many plebs in crypto that, you just have to ignore them, bro. Because in reality, you ask these guys, how many cycles you've been in? They tell you, oh, it's my first cycle. You ask them, how much money you made? Oh, I haven't made nothing. I lost all my money. I bought the top, blah, blah, blah. And they come on here and say, I told you so, after the market dumps. And then when the market pumps, they just never come back again. This is retards, bro. Like, I don't even know why. That's why I just ignored all this shit. I thought someone was going to block him, but I just blocked him myself. Looking like Eid. Pump incoming soon. I hope so. Agri, good to see you, bro. Fed pivot at 4.3. Let me see what the Fed, because after today's announcement, I do want to see what the rate cuts percentages are. Let's have a look. Damn, no rate cuts for this fucking month. 97% chance that we're not going to get rate cut this month. However, in May, it's different. Let me see. Where's the data points, bro? This will change over time. I don't know how to go on the next months. Let's see, May. What's the chances in May? So now we're getting a chance, 28% chance of a rate cut in May, sorry. June likes is 100% chance we're going to get a rate cut. July, very likely chance that we even get a lot more rate cuts than what the Fed is actually doing. So, very likely we'll get a rate cut then, whether it's 50 basis points or 25 basis points. September, more rate cuts. So the market's now pricing in more rate cuts. This should potentially go higher as more data comes out. You don't DCA down. You have to, don't just look. This is the problem with people, bro. They DCA just like 50% down or 20. But you have to DCA at support levels, at strong support levels. Like what? How many times have I told you guys, do not catch falling knives. Wait for them to base out. Even if you have to buy 10, 15% higher, who cares? If imagine you bought this project over here because it was basing out, right? Illuvium. It rallied, and then it comes back at your support level, but it doesn't hold. You have to wait to see if it holds. Even if you have to buy 10, 15% here, who gives a shit? If you did not buy here because you waited to see if you can hold this support, you would have saved yourself this fucking drop over here. So don't catch falling knives. Wait for the market. Wait for them to actually base out our price, hold that price for at least 2 to 3 weeks, at least. Maybe even longer, maybe even a month, bro. At least just wait. It doesn't matter if you have to get it 10, 15% higher. At least you're not catching falling knives. Should we convert tech-based AI for Prob and Bricken for better ROI because they probably are narrative active teams? Look, Bo, Tectum you could do. Based AI, I'm not a fucking one that shills based AI because it's a good project. It was a good project. But based AI is a trade. I've always looked at based AI as a trade. nothing more than a trade, because when the market gets bullish, it tends to bounce, but it also comes down. But yeah, you can do that. It's not a bad move. Creedify is still worth holding. Creedify is decent, yes. Creedify is not bad. I think Creedify is a good, overall decent RWA project. It's not, it's not the worst. It has a specific use case for $2 million market cap. Damn. I actually bought into Creedify a long time ago, back sometime around here in these lows, and I sold all of it because I didn't want to hold no moonbag. Some projects have held moonbags and they've gone to shits. Like they've gone to zero. My moonbags were fuck all. Lit Labs is a prime example. I got into Lit Labs, did a 30x for me, sold a decent amount, and left the moonbag. And my moonbags were fucking zero now, pennies. Sometimes moonbags are good, sometimes they fucking go to shits. So, that's the whole point of a moonbag, I guess. But yeah, Creedify is not a bad project overall. From high caps, I think there's quite a few. There's a selective ones. You could go for Injective, you can go for Super. I think Super is pretty good, and Super has a pretty big community behind them. So I don't think this is a bad one. I've not looked into the vesting schedule too much, but it's held up really well on this dip. Held up fairly well. It looks like it's basing out here. I would potentially wait a little bit longer before buying heavy. Wait, let it base out. If you hold this surprise, I do think the cycle lows are getting in. If we can confirm another leg up for the stock market, then the cycle lows are in. There's not. When you see CPI low and you see job opening high, it means that the risks of a recession goes down, right? So we have to see. Let me see what data points coming out tomorrow. Is there anything tomorrow? PPI comes out tomorrow. Core PPI comes out. Initial jobless claim comes out as well. Continuous jobless claims comes out, which core PPI. So we have another set of data points tomorrow, which I think will be somewhat important. This is going to be another. Well, we already seen inflation going down, so it's very likely some of these are going to come down as well, along with inflation. That's good to see. And then, if the data comes in overall bullish this week, then it's very likely the next week we'll probably ended up liquidating all the shorts. There's a massive pile of shorts building up. They will get liquidated because oftentimes what people like to do is they get greedy and they like to hold their shorts for too long. So the people that got into shorts at 90K, they're gonna wish to hold at 73K, 70K, whatever that number they're coming up with. It's very likely if we just go to 90K, all of these shorts get liquidated, which I think will be good for the markets. What do you think about the idea of us never getting a long BTC? Well, listen, don't ever believe that, bro, because the same people that was telling you ETFs are a game changer, those are the same people that's telling you we'll never get a bear market again. You think that people are not going to sell into a bear market, into a recession, or into any sort of crisis? Bro, don't ever listen to people that always say this. They say the other way. It goes both ways. They'll be like, oh, Bitcoin will never dump again because of the ETFs, because all these countries are going to buy. That's not going to happen, bro. You're always going to get a bear market. It's always going to be the same shit. Nothing is bigger than the program, bro. Everything else is just noise. ETFs are all noise. The ETF people is like people like me and you that can go buy off the counter. They can dump on you just like anyone else. At the same time, yes, ETFs have changed crypto, but I don't think it changed it for the better. These TradFi motherfuckers come into crypto and they trade it. That's why when any random news comes out, crypto was never like this in 2022, before 2023, before the ETFs. It was doing its own thing. It was decoupled from the stock market. Stock market would go up, crypto would do fuck all. Stock market would come down, crypto would go up or do fuck all. It was doing its own thing. But now, because we've had all these TradFi motherfuckers come in, like this dump over here had nothing to do with crypto. It had to do with the stock market showing weakness. So when the stock market shows weakness, people start dumping crypto as well, their Bitcoin. And when Bitcoin comes down, everything follows along. So this is just the reality, of the ETFs. TradFi coming into crypto is the worst thing in the world. They don't understand it. They don't believe in Bitcoin like the crypto people believe in Bitcoin. They look at it as some fucking risky assets that can make some quick money on. That's what they look at it as. Some people do look at it in the long term, obviously some, but most don't. Because a lot of people that come from stock to crypto, they see it go down 30%, they have a fucking panic attack. Right now, stocks went down 9% from the all-time high. Everyone's shit in the bed calling for recessions is over, bear market. It's only a 9% drop. Imagine Bitcoin only went 9% from here to here. Everyone will start calling for $1 million Bitcoin. That's the difference. Like crypto's the whole money in crypto, like 2 trillion, 2.5, 3, almost 3 trillion. Nasdaq or the Nvidia alone is worth 10 times more than the entire crypto market. That's how small it is. So when you see, Bitcoin and crypto is a prime example of first movers. When you see this, when you see crypto go down, just expect stocks to go down the next day. When you see crypto go up, stocks will move up. But I do think in terms of buying heavy, I do think, over the next week is time to go heavy, in my opinion. It's time to go heavy. Parcel, I'm not a fan of Parcel. The reason I'm not a fan of Parcel is because, it's a good project, but I don't like projects with heavy unlocks. I don't like projects with heavy unlocks because you have to think a project of this caliber, very good project overall. Why is my shit not refreshing, bro? What the fuck? Why is that shit on my screen? Oh, my shit's bugging. Anyways, there's 50% of the supply is held by early investors in Parcel. So you have to think, and sometime in the next month or two, there's going to be an unlock. I don't know the exact date. I remember looking into this months ago, and I just looked at it, and I seen 50% of the supply being held by early investors, and that threw me off because the unlocks get massive at some point this year specifically. So the next month or two, you're going to see massive unlocks from the early investors. Of course, they're going to dump. They've held this shit for months. They're going to dump. So that's why I'm not a fan of Parcel. Wait for to see how it reacts on those unlocks. If it holds up, then it can do fine. But most of the time, the unlocks do affect the price, drastically to the downside. Am I bullish on Taz AI? No, I'm not bullish on Taz AI. Taz AI has always been scammy. They have a weird team, a weird Chinese team that's scammed all the early investors. It's just, in my opinion, just not worth. They've paid all the influencers in the world. Imagine paying during a good AI season, you've paid fucking 60-70% of YouTubers on YouTube, and all you've done was a 4x. It's fucking terrible. Fucking Alt. No one even knows about Alt or gives a shit about Alt at the moment. There's no influencers apart from some low cap ones like me, some other ones that's talking about Alt, like 5 people, 4 people in total. And we don't even have, all of us combined don't even have fucking 50K subs on YouTube. We talk about Alt, and Alt has done a 4x from the 7, 8. It's done like a 4.5x, whatever the fuck it done. All the big YouTubers are talking about this project, and all it done was a 4x. And the reason it does not want to pump too much is very simple. The team has invested a lot of money in paying these influencers, and as it moves up, what do you think they're doing? They're selling large amounts. What do you think they're doing down here? They're selling large amounts to make that money back. It only makes sense. What happened to PlayZap? PlayZap did the exact same thing. PZP done the exact same thing. Came out, and it was doing okay. It wasn't doing shit, and then just exploded out of nowhere. And why do you think it exploded? It exploded because they paid a shit ton of influencers. They paid Crypto Gains 30K. I'll guarantee Archie got at least 30K out of them. They paid all these influencers good amount of money. They kept shitting it. Had a very good run, and guess what? Isn't it ironic that November, December was the gaming run, and this topped out in November before most gaming projects were running? It's because they pay a shit ton of money to these influencers. They have to make that money back. So they sell, and they continue to sell. And then they get a hack, and then they continue to sell. They take all these profits out, and it just goes to shits. So, I could see the exact same thing with Taz AI. It's a possibility. Nothing, they make some random fucking fake partnerships, like they partner with Google Cloud. That was a fucking lie. They just visited some Google Cloud, service shit, and apparently they've partnered with them now. This is the scammy shit they do. And when your tokens, or you imagine you was an early investor, you could have made some fucking 20x on this, 30x on it, and then they just turned around and said, "No, we're giving you original money back, and we're not giving you the tokens." So they literally just scammed everyone because the project was doing well. That's just, I don't like stuff like that, bro. It throws me off. I'm gonna get off in the next 5 minutes, bro. Chris, appreciate you for the 11 euros, my friend. This funds for taking bullish haircut next week, bonk haircut. I'll have to see what happens, bro. You said you will probably buy a certain RWA project at a later stage in the bear market. Don't remember which one it was. Plume. I think it was Plume. I would definitely buy Plume in the bear market. I'll buy a peak in the bear market as well. These are very good projects. If you look at Plume has an announcement every day, bro. Like they have some partnership or something every single day. That's why the price has held up like a stable coin despite this crazy dump. Just look how much backings they have. Solana Foundation, I don't know the rest of them, to be honest. Ava Labs, quite big. Bitwise as well, pretty big as well. Layers as well. There's quite a lot of them. And they form partnership. They just formed a partnership with Sui, I think. I think it was Sui. Let's have a look. I seen it today. Someone posted it, bro. I'm pretty sure it was a partnership with Sui, which I think is quite good. Hold on. Bro, what the fuck are these retards arguing in the group? Anyways, bro, fucking retards in the group, man. I think AI Tech will surprise us next time the market. Punks didn't do too much the last time. Binance listing possible. It is possible, yes. Binance now has a voting poll for listings, so if the community is solid, they will get listings, of course. And they're quite normal. I think it's quite good actually. I think that system works out fairly well for a lot of these projects because Binance only lists fucking stupid random meme coins with high volume, and then they just keep shorting it and just dump it to shits. It has held up really well. I think when gaming pumps, it will do well because House of Crypto will pump it. Sniff dumped a lot these days. I just showed you, go back like the first 20, 30, 10 minutes of the video. I explained to you that Sniff has not dumped that much, my friend. It's dumped like everything else. The reason people think Sniff dumps way more is because Sniff held so well at the start. But then, like I said, bro, it's a DGen coin. I don't give a shit about the DGen coins. The DGen coins, less than 1% of your portfolio, do or die. And people always invest too much and then start talking about a project. If something is less than 1% of your portfolio, it does not affect your portfolio. It's a do or die project. You buy a project, you buy, whatever it is, whatever 1% of your portfolio is, forget about it and come back when the market is bullish. That's all it comes down to. Like I said, it's not sniffed, is the entire AI agent category. 68% for the last 30 days. Griffin, the exact same thing, my friend. Look at Griffin, one of the biggest AI agents in the space. The last 30 days, down 69%. So what do you expect? It's held up at the same as a high cap AI agent coin that's backed by the Solana Foundation, backed by Tolly himself. Bro, it's like, use your brain, bro. Just look at the narrative itself, the sector itself. If one coin in that sector is dumping on its own, then it's a problem. But if the entire AI agent sector is dumping, then it's not, the problem of that project. Is that just the entire sector is dumping. Will Tectum come back? I think everything will come back, my friend. Tectum will come back. I think layer ones in itself are dead. A majority of layer ones are down significantly. But personally, I think Tectum will do at least a 5 to 10x from here, bro, in a normal cycle. Look, China has more or less they've tried to China has done waves of QE and it hasn't really done nothing for their economy. China's economy is already strong. That's why the inflation is at 0%. There's nothing wrong with the inflation. The only thing is they're going deflationary, so they have to print. China's already ended QT. They're in QE now because if they don't start injecting money, large amounts of money, they're going to go deflationary, which is not good for, But the thing is with China, most people in China are sitting on cash. There's over $30 trillion in the Chinese economy sitting only in bank accounts. And the reason is because no one trusts the Chinese stock market because they're all volatile. They can go to zero. And no one trusts the real estate because of the real estate crisis they had like a year and a half ago. It's weird because a company was giving out selling people houses, but then when it was time for them to get the money back, it's like they have a weird real estate market there, but there wasn't giving a lot of people's money back. So it's scammy, so people don't trust it. So everyone's just sitting on cash in China. Hopefully they come bring that cash into crypto at some point. What narrative do you think? I don't really know which narrative. I think AI with RWA is the two strongest. Armzilla, good to see you, bro. Do I think DeFi might take off with all the regulations coming? I think DeFi could make a comeback, yes, because there's a lot of regulations coming for DeFi, which is bullish for DeFi itself. Don't cut your hair, bro. Analog Tig is really promising and is incubating my diamonds. No cap. Your thoughts? I have a look into it. I think I had a look into it last stream, but I'll have a look into it in private because I don't want to do it right now. Alio, I don't know what that is. Peak went on the 10 cents. Time to load the moon back. Peak is pretty good, yes. Peak is pretty good. You could, but there's like 2x dilution for. Just look at what the seed price is for Peak and try get somewhere near the seed price. Torax has been doing really well lately. It's like a layer 1 block tag with a main net out. So I think it can have some legs. Yeah, LogX held up really well, bro. Came down. Like I bought LogX at 0.025, like somewhere around down here. Or no, 2829, around somewhere down here. And look at it now. It's only down like fucking 20% at most. Down 20-30%, which is fuck all, bro, in this market. So LogX has done very well, bro. It's only $3 million in market cap, 3 million volume, almost 100%. Really good. The vesting is good as well. Yeah, I hope memes die, bro. Pump funds revenue has gone down significantly, bro. So I don't really think with all these retail gone, memes should slowly just die, bro. Fuck meme coins, bro. I hate meme coins. Trade is not a bad degen investment for RWA. Not bad. What is Trade's market cap now? It's probably like a few million. To be honest, at this point in the market, bro, you can buy anything. When the market gets bullish, you'll make money, bro. At this point in the market, literally, you can buy anything. Just wait for this. If this goes to 10 cents, it might be a decent investment for a short-term trade. Any best? I'm not really look. There's a lot of DeFi coins. A lot of these layer ones are DeFi. Injectives are DeFi for layer 1. Super is a DeFi project. There's quite a lot of DeFi projects, and most of them are layer 1s. When you look about DeFi itself, like staking, liquidity, and stuff, I haven't really been looking into DeFi. I had AMU, but that project, the team has left the project, so I don't even want to be holding that shit anymore. Last one that I'm getting off, bro. Oh, it's a new project. Yeah, look, one thing that you did look. This is a very important thing for you guys. If you see a new project launch, even if it pumps off launch, don't buy it, because they pump it initially, trap people that buy into here, and then it just goes to shits. Don't ever buy a project off launch, never ever, unless we're in a bull run, like a mania phase. You can buy for a quick trade, but never buy and hold, bro. This is something that a lot of people have to learn, bro. And people had to hold. A lot of people learn the hard way. Zero knowledge, zero compromise. Boy, there's too many zero knowledge shit, bro. I'll be honest with you. There's way too many. It's like a lot of this shit is all the same, bro. Like they don't solve nothing. Yes, it looks good. Nice website, blah, blah, blah. But you have to find something that genuinely solves something, bro. A lot of these projects don't solve shit. They just have a nice website, big investments. In reality, they don't do shit. It's like there's 50 other projects that do the exact same thing you do. It's already on tier ones. I'll probably avoid this one, but I don't know how the vesting schedule is. Anyways, guys, I'm getting off now. 1 hour 35 minutes. First stream back for a while. Appreciate all of you guys for coming down. Drop a like on your way out. We should get to at least 100 likes. Overall, consensus is bullish. Everyone says this time is different. In reality, it's not. We will know when the top is. We've never had more than 2 to 3 top indicators go off. So we haven't seen a top, in like previous cycles, when you see half of the top indicator, you start taking profits, or at least, taking some stuff out. So far, this cycle, the last 2 years, the last year and a half, all we've seen is 2 to 3 top indicators go off during the November-December period. That's it. Everything else hasn't been doing shit. So anyways, I'm going to get off now. Appreciate all you guys for coming down. Maybe I'll go live if something happens. But like I said, I say that all the time, but I don't even go live. I probably will be live tomorrow, though, because I don't really have anything to do in the afternoon. So I'll be live tomorrow. We can probably do some coin reviews, look at some coins, see what's around. These are the times you want to be looking at coins that are undervalued. Yes, we have our own coins, but there's always some hidden gem out there that we can find. But thank you guys for coming down. I'll see you guys in a few days. Maybe tomorrow, actually. I'll be live tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.